Today, I know we were a little bit stressed of like getting tickets, saying you're not employed, and it can be a little bit very stressful actually. And sometimes the reality is we have to do what we have to do to get to where we want to get, right? But at the same time, our thoughts can also control us, right? So we want to find ways where we can make sure like our thoughts is not interrupting with our daily lives, right? So what we're gonna do is acceptance therapy, which is acceptance and commitment. So we definitely have to be mindful of things that happen. For example, getting the ticket. I know it's hard, right? And you don't want to get ticket, and you have so much, 25 of them. That's a lot. So just think of like activities that you can do to be mindful. So we'll practice like a mindfulness activity where we are observing our anxiety in our heads, and like what we can do like after that, right? So are you okay to try this mindfulness activity? All right, so after that mindfulness, how do you feel?
I feel less anxious for sure.
That's good.
Because you are right, like these are just thoughts. And sometimes it's just really hard to combat our thoughts. So having my future self tell me that it's gonna get better really helped.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what we're gonna do is I want to leave you with some homework. I don't want to put it homework. I myself don't like homework, to be honest. So we're gonna work on whenever we're feeling anxious, we're feeling like our mind is taking over ourselves. We need to make sure that we notice those thoughts, right? So I want to give you, I guess, something that you can practice at home, which is like, it's basically a plan for like noticing what is reality versus imagination, right? So this homework is basically what could happen versus what will happen, right? So when sometimes we worry about some things, it is easy to imagine the worst, right? Once we're just like, okay, I got the ticket. Now I feel really bad, right? And that's sometimes happens, right? In reality, these worries may never come true sometimes, right? So with this activity, what you can do is write what it says, what is something you're worried about, right? The other one is, what are some clues that you worry will not come true, right? So you're just gonna jot them down. If you worry, does it not come true? Will it happen instead, or will it not happen, right? So just thinking of that. And then another thing is, if your worry does not come true, how will you handle it, right? And will you eventually be okay to handle that situation, right? Once you answered all of these questions, the next time we'll come, we'll look into it, right? We'll look into it and see what things you came up with that you're worried about, and we can tackle along that. But most importantly, I just want you to understand that sometimes our thoughts can take over, and we just need to make sure that we recognize those thoughts. It's really important. So overall, how do you feel about working on this activity at home and then come back the next time?
Yeah, I feel good. I should be able to do that.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, so next week we'll definitely touch base on that, and then just focus on anything else that comes along. I know getting a ticket is not fun, and sometimes it can be hard, especially when you're not employed.
Yeah.
All right, is there any other questions that you have for me? I know I stated a lot of information here. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, it was.